Come on.
When training, we have to make sure that we connect the muscle to the movement. Any exercise that you're doing, whether you're doing back, for instance, in deadlift, make sure that you're focused on using the right muscles. That way you're building those muscles consciously. You're not just trying to pick the weight up. That's how injuries happen. Take your time, get set, focus, and connect. The point of this is not to think of the end result. The point of it is to get through the journey, like it's the work that we're gonna get into. So we're not doing it and every time we finish a set, we look at our traps or we look at our muscles and be like, oh, look at my chest. That's not the point of it. Oh, look at me. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to know that this workout builds the next workout and builds the next workout. You wanna have goals, you gotta set the goals, you gotta know what you want. And if you wanna achieve those goals, you gotta be consistent. Always be consistent. This one builds the next one, builds the next one, builds the next one. It's not gonna happen in 6 months. This ain't an 8-minute quick abs. This is the difference between success and failure. This isn't, I'm not trying to get your money. Give me $100,000 and I'll train you and give you the body you want. And then what? This is about a lifestyle. So if you wanna get the goals that you want, change your lifestyle.
But I just came to confess that I'm just feeling so blessed. I'm just feeling so blessed. I'm just feeling so blessed. Wake up every day, big smile on my face. I just came to confess that I'm just feeling so blessed.
Hi, Josh.
Josh, you wearing what it do, boo?
True. I dig your weirdness. I want some more of it. I want to see more of it. I want to feel more of it.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the Josh Wearing podcast. We appreciate you listening. Merci.
Popping it in, I'm going all in. Talking about me when she with her friends. Said when she with me, she loving that shit. When she with me, can't get enough of it. Popping it in, I'm going all in. Talking about me when she with her friends. Said when she with me, she loving that shit. Shorty got me brainless. Ay-ya, 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 ay-ya. And I don't understand it. Ay-ya, 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 ay-ya. Shorty got me brainless. Ay-ya, 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 ay-ya. And I don't understand it. Ay-ya, I don't know. Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to another live episode of SMV Radio. Big Mike, how you doing, sir?
Yo, I'm good, brother. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm blessed. I have such talented people in my circle. It's fantastic. Yourself, of course, but we also had the song by Nasheed Linton, straight from Trend. So, you know, from the town. And then the actual intro was from KG, who will be on in a second. So I'm very proud to be with everyone here right now.
Talented bunch of gentlemen. That's good, man.
Absolutely. So the first topic, Brother Mike, is relationship weight. More specifically, the meme that was shared in the group, which I thought was very interesting, from Should Die at Night. If you're a woman gaining weight, dump her immediately. She's outright disrespectful to you, which is interesting. She loves food more than she loves you. A woman who loves you wants to be sexually attractive for you. He goes on to say, oh, well, let's make it a thread since some simps and the opposite gender are triggered. Look at the majority of women dating married to mega successful guys. Are they fat or slim to average in weight? Observe. Women maintain their bodies for men they value and let themselves go for men they do not. A high value man has standards. She knows if she can't keep up, she gets replaced. But when she's with a low value man, she knows he'll still love her, calories and all. And what's so misogynistic about this? Women judge men based on their height, something beyond their control, yet it's insensitive to judge women based on their weight, something in their control, which is interesting. A fat woman is in the equivalent of a broke man, right? The same kind of repulsiveness a woman has towards broke guys, and the same kind of repulsive way, right, a man has towards fat women. But what about guys who love fat women genuinely, right? And he goes on to say, nah, these guys are who can't compete for the hot women. I don't believe any man who is good with women will pick someone resembling a hippo over someone resembling a mermaid. Oh, I'm not being misogynistic. It's okay to say she looks like a mermaid. Surely it's also okay to say she looks like hippo, all aquatic life after all.
I mean, that last line was pretty funny, actually, the aquatic life.
You felt the punny, right?
yeah. Felt the pun there, but it's definitely a lot to unpack. I don't know if you want me to go or you
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead, because I mean, I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of facts were, conveyed, and unfortunately, to his point, some will be triggered by the truth, but unfortunately, it is the truth. It's about preference, as we continually talk about here. But go ahead, Big Mike.
Yeah, I mean, there was some facts and there was some not. I feel like something that he said that's the most prevalent is that women are allowed to have preferences, especially when he talks about, a guy's height, right? Which he literally has no way to control that, right? He couldn't control his mom or dad. They decided, two short people decided to get together or whatever, right? But we can't say nothing about their weight. So I do feel like that's a fact and something that's not very spoken as often. But I don't agree that no guy wants a woman with weight on them, stuff like that. It goes back to preference. I feel like some guys might like it, but not just because of her looks. There are, I guess, sometimes people have certain things in that they say, like, maybe bigger women or treat you better or do this, that, and the third or blah, blah, blah. Not saying these are maybe urban legends or true or not, but it's spoken, right? So they start to think that. So I think that can be, some of the reasons as well and stuff. But I also don't think she's disrespecting you, though, the most thing that she said. And I think we got to talk about, is it a drastic change? Like, is she going from a size 2 to a size 16, or is she going from a size 12 to a size 14? Right? Because I think those are differences as far as like gaining some weight because, whatever, life happens, or is she downright, having, it's becoming a whole different person? Because that's where I feel like not disrespectful, but that she doesn't understand what made you attracted to her. Because if you were attracted to it too, and that's what you wanted, a 14 or even a 12 will look drastically different for you, right? And you're likely not to be attracted to that. So I get, if you love her, you should love her regardless. Of course, they say that, but I think visually, if it's that big of a difference, I think that's unrealistic to feel like he's still going to find that same woman attractive.
Well, I could definitely say that and see that. And I would actually, I feel like when you are able to articulate your preferences as a man at times, right, you're often vilified for it, even though you're saying it true in a very sincere and genuine way, not meant with any disrespect. It's just people aren't used to hearing facts presented that way. I mean, if you look at social media, look at entertainment, there's no reason why it isn't like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I will say is that we have to stop vilifying people for being honest as well, stuff like that. I sent you a text thread once that I saw online not too long ago, where the guy he had a wife or whatever, she had a kid like 3 years ago, I believe, and he wanted her to lose weight and stuff like that. He literally told her, "Listen, I gave you some time because we had this kid, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not attracted to that." And she just took it and like, "I'm leaving you. I'm going to my mother's house," and blah blah blah. But I don't think he should be vilified for being honest about his feelings. But just want to say this too, though. He wasn't just saying go lose weight. He was saying, "I signed us up for a gym together to go work out tomorrow and to do it together." He said, "I also have tried to get you in-house training, but you have declined it," and stuff like that. So he's not just telling her, he's giving her solutions and saying, "I'll even do it with you." But at the end of the day, I feel like him being honest and saying this is what I'm attracted to, he should not be vilified for that.
Absolutely. And you know what I appreciate about you, Big Mike? You appreciate people with expertise. You're able to observe the wisdom in real time and then apply it, which I appreciate, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the ways that I do this is by connecting with amazing people. And of course, our next guest, of course, is trainer Kevin Gordon in the building. What up?
Peace, Kings. What's going on? That was a hell of an introduction and a transition. Good job, Josh.
It was. That was
professional grade. I appreciate that.
Yes,
I appreciate that, gentlemen. So, KG, in your expert opinion, if your woman gaining weight, dump her immediately. She's outright disrespectful to you. She loves food more than she loves you. A woman who loves you wants to be sexually attractive for you.
All right. I know less is more, so I try to make it less is more. When you in a healthy relationship, comfort weight comes, right? It happens, and I don't think that it's always bad. But like anything, it needs balance. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a difference between comfort weight and life-changing weight.
And that's what I see. The same thing, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that this happens, right? Men and women. You know, when you live by yourself, you got your bachelor pad, you know, you doing your 1-2. And then you get a lady that's gonna come in. It's your lady. She cooking and she making the breakfast, the dinner. You gonna put on a couple pounds, right? All right, cool. So then you could put on a couple pounds. It might look good when you're hitting the weights, and it's a good thing. You know what I mean? So she getting a little bit too. She getting on a regular basis. She eating. It's cool. If she feeling out nice, it's good, right? But I feel like you should be able to have that. If you get that type of comfortable, you should be able to have that type of communication. I don't know if you noticed, but you been putting on a couple pounds. You doing that on purpose, or you know what I mean? I think that's a healthy conversation. I think that it's a good way to be. And if she can't accept that, then I think that that's really the bigger problem. Not necessarily that she's gaining the weight, but if she can't hear you when you're voicing your preferences and what you need and what you want and what you'll deal with, where your boundaries are. If you're not with somebody who's going to respect your boundaries, then that ain't it. I don't think that that's shallow. I think that that's communication. That's my take.
Absolutely. I mean, inquiring minds want to know. Of course, if we care about that person, then if she is gaining noticeable weight, because when you are around someone a lot, then it's hard to notice if they grow, you know, things like that. But when it becomes noticeable, then there has to be a conversation, because if we're being honest, most of the time, would you have still bagged them at that appearance if it's noticeably different?
Now, this is excluding like if she got sick or something like that, right?
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like something happened where she has a health issue. I think that is you know, it's kind of what you sign up for, especially if you're in a serious relationship. You know what I mean? Because something happens to you, you don't want to be left like, yo, I didn't get with you when you was healthy for you to get sick. I'm not dealing with that. I think that those are two very separate issues. But if she's gaining weight, you should be able to talk to her. If you can't tell her that she's gaining weight or your perspective on it, and I think I heard you, Mike. You said, dude was like, "Hey, he got us a gym membership for us so we could do this together." Right?
Right.
It's not like, "Hey, you need to look like this, and I can look like however I want." It needs to be fair, and like I said, it needs to be balanced. So if that's there and she's not holding up her end of the deal, then you got decisions to make. But I think that those decisions that you have to make are always there. That's always prevalent, right? So if she has goals, but she's a procrastinator and she's not working on her plans or her goals, and she's just being lax. Same thing as if she's not working out, she's gaining weight, she's not eating right. You know what I mean? I don't think that this type of stuff. If you want to gain weight, dump her immediately.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, I don't. My take is always this: like, I don't disagree. That's what works for him in his house.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You made a point. You said everybody should be able to, to say the truth.
Yes.
The thing is that just because you believe it doesn't make it true. You know what I mean? So you can say something that you think is true, but that doesn't make it the truth, right? So I think that if that's what he's saying, that's what works for him. He makes his boundaries clear. Doesn't bother me. I still sleep the same. You know what I mean?
Well, I think if he's telling her this is what I prefer, or I'm not attracted to you at this weight, I think, I mean, hopefully he don't have to get that far. But I mean, if he does, I think it's okay for him to speak his truth. Like, rather than just be with her and not be attracted to her anymore and then have a wandering eye somewhere else, I think by telling her, look, let's work out together, blah, blah, blah. And if it's the reason why, I think there's nothing wrong with that or whatever. So
I agree with you, bro. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you should be able to say that stuff regardless. Period.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Claude says thoughts about a person in the relationship complaining about weight, but still taking her out to dinner at fast food. Should he take the lead as the man leader?
Yes, you can't. Well, I'm sorry, but I will say, yeah, you can't be enabling her, especially if you want her to lose weight and whatnot. Like, I feel like taking her to dinner, yes, but taking her to get fast food, but then saying I want you to lose weight, that's an oxymoron. Like, doesn't make any sense or whatever to me. So
yeah, I mean, you want your actions to match your words. So it's like, yeah, you need to lose weight, but you want some of this cheesecake or no? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I said as well, like, doing it with her, because it's also, I think, messed up to still be eating the stuff around her while trying to get her to lose weight as well and whatnot. So, like, you can't give your woman a salad and be like, listen, this cheesesteak right here, what you get? You know what I mean? That's kind of messed up, I feel like, a little bit. So.
I mean, yes and no. Like, you got to be accountable for yourself, bro. Like, I get it to a certain point. Like, you don't want to tease somebody or make their goal more difficult for them. Right. So I understand that. But hey, if the situation is, let's just make it black and white. The situation is that my shit's together. You're the one getting sloppy. We talked about it. You said you're gonna work on it. All right, I can eat what I want because I'm working out. You can't eat this. I want it though. So I'm a sneak and I'm gonna eat it, or I'm gonna not eat it because. So I think that there's a balance within it, but nah, I'm not gonna, like, if you have dietary restrictions by choice, you don't eat meat. So now I have to be pescatarian? No, I'm only doing that if I choose to, if I have to, not because you don't want to.
I mean, I think that's the difference, though. I think if it's like, because she don't really want the meat because she don't eat meat. But I think in that case, if she wants the cheesecake or cheesesteak or whatever, but can't have it now because she's on this diet, I think it's just that whole thing of going along with the motivation. Like, I'll eat this too, with you. Especially if and I'm more talking about if she struggles, right? And she really struggles on the mental aspect of it all as far as eating the right things. I feel like just like, I had my brother or whatever, and one time he was trying to lose weight and stuff like that. I remember him arguing with his wife, and she was like, he was like, "Yo, I told you to get rid of those snack cakes or whatever like that." She was like, "Well, I like the snack cakes and whatnot." You know what I'm saying? Like you said. So, and he was like, "Yeah, but you got on top of the refrigerator, blah blah blah, this and that." So, I mean, yes, there's a balance or whatever like that, but you can also help your partner out. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he's like asking for the help, you know what I mean? Like, yo, could you please not eat that in front of me? You know what I mean? Like, don't make it more difficult, but there has to be a level of accountability. It's like, look, if you would have been doing what I was doing, then we would be having this together. But no. You know what I mean? That's how that's a lot of that's on Hood Ratchet TV. Like, this could be us, but you over there. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to the sponsor and P Work. What up, P? Little Mermaid is in the building. It's like setting to fail. LP Petty Alum is in the building. I feel like when it comes to losing weight, you can't ever do it for another person. So don't expect them to lead you to it. But I do believe they should be supportive and not buy or eat that around you. Okay. Temptation.
That I don't agree with. I mean, I agree with the last part, but I feel like as far as doing it for another person, like that goes back to what the guy said, right? So if the woman knows that this is what you want, I don't feel like it's wrong for her to say, I want to lose weight so my man is more attracted to me or whatever. I don't feel like it's wrong for her to say that at all.
So the problem with that, in my opinion, first let me address your point. I agree with you. I don't think it's wrong, but that's because I don't look at these things as right and wrong.
Right.
So that's that. I disagree with the fact that like you shouldn't do it for another. I agree with the fact that you shouldn't do it for another person because it won't last, bro. You follow what I'm saying? Like if man, I use sex for example, right? If you have a high sexual appetite and she doesn't, but she's doing the things that you want because you want to, that's not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with that. Like if she's like, hey, I'll do this for him. All right, well, summertime shootout, she is together. Do you think that she'll be able to maintain that for the rest of her days or for the duration of that relationship? I mean, I'm a betting man. I'm not gonna bet on that, bro. Like
she might like how she looked though and want to keep it up after she lost the weight. But that's not even my point. My point is that like I feel like you can't have it both ways. Like you are the husband or the man. If you come to her, I'm saying, and say, listen, baby, whatever, I want you to lose weight because you look this way and I'm not attracted to you as I used to be, whatever. And she says, you know, I really wasn't ready, or I don't know if I'm ready, but I'll do it for you and whatnot. I feel like you can't then say, well, no, I don't do it for me because you came to her in the first place. Or whatever.
No. I get we are all right. So we're talking about the same thing, just at different parts of I guess the issue, right? So what I'm saying is you can't have it both ways, right? Do it for me. In some instances, you do some things for your partner, right? What I'm saying is that if she is doing it for you, how long is that going to last? I'm not saying it for her not to do it. What I'm saying is for you to check yourself like, yo, if this really ain't her, should I really continue to do this? That's what I'm saying, because it always circles back to accountability. So if the conversation and the communication happens early, which it should, before she gets sloppy and look like an Oompa Loompa, before you get to that point, you like, yo, are you gaining weight on purpose, or is it just because it might look good at first? But you want to keep that conversation, you want to keep that lane open, because once it closed off, you're like, what do you mean? And now you can't express yourself, bro. You dug a hole. Might as well go ahead and jump in it.
Man. I mean, ultimately, she should do it for herself to maintain. I agree with that. But the average person who wants her to do it, he ain't caring about her why she doing it. He just want her to do it or whatever. Like
if it's already too far gone.
Yes.
If it's already too far gone, at that point, you like, I don't care if you're doing it for me or or whatever, but you need to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. Yeah, we agree.
But again, like I think that happens once. That's when you get to that point and you start feeling like you're being taken for granted, and resentment and all of these things come up.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we got Claude saying we fly further. Excuse me, we fly together. We fly further. An inspirational coach. True. And Mr. Net is in the building all the way from JA right now.
What's up, Mr. Net?
What's up, Mr. Net?
How's everybody? Everyone is cool. You should be at the bar, boss. Come on now. It's not wrong. I just don't think the results going to last long term for another person.
Meaning, like, I guess that's kind of what I said then, right?
Yeah, like what you say, yeah.
To Chloe's point, she said we fly further when we fly together. I'm not disagreeing with that, right? This is fact. We fly further when we fly together. This is true. Gang, I'm all about it, right? But at the same time, you're still an individual. You're still responsible for yourself. You have to be accountable for yourself. So if you're like, yo, I really want that cake, could you not eat that in front of me? 100%. Yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? But does that mean that I'm not gonna do this ever again? No. I'm also not gonna be sneaking around. You follow what I'm saying? Now, I think that there's a gray area, and I think that that's circumstantial, right? So if you're trying to quit smoking cigarettes and your partner's like, I want to quit smoking, you don't want to, could you not smoke in the house? I think that that's fair. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's fair. Now, if you're like, yo, I'm trying to lose weight, but your partner's like, I don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm going to eat these cheesesteaks because I like cheesesteaks on Thursdays. Just don't come home on Thursdays. I think that that's not balanced. You know what I mean? I think you got to, each relationship will find its own way. But the communication is the most important part.
I think it boils down to like you said, if you want to lose weight or if you are the main person suggesting that she lose weight. I think if you're the person suggesting it more so, you know, that will make you more so want to do more things to help her out with it and stuff like that because you're making a suggestion or whatnot. And it probably will help her do it if you are like I said, like just not eating things around her or working out with her or motivating her in different ways, stuff like that. So if you suggested it, like I said, now if she came to you like I'm gonna lose weight, and then said to you, you know, don't eat this stuff on this day or whatever like that. That's a little different. Like, well, I mean, you want to lose weight, so I get you on that point, actually.
Okay.
Fair enough. I do agree with the accountability in addition to the preference. I think those are essential in any healthy relationship. So I completely understand that. And of course, to be communicated authentically, I think that's very powerful for any relationship long term.
Mm-hmm.
Or short.
Claude says food is difficult when cohabitating, which is when the accountability comes in. Donuts on the counter be calling out. That's the real test.
Yeah, I mean, balance, right? You're like, yo, so I need donuts in the morning, but like, do you really though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, could we like make it something a little more reasonable? Like, I don't want to have coffee in the morning. Like, bro, I need coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not be extreme. Some people are like, their coffee is important to them. Donuts aren't good for you. Let's cut out donuts together because I need you. Like, all right, cool. And that's what I mean, like finding common ground. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily think that compromises are really the best thing. I don't think that they're the healthiest thing. I think that understanding is more important because when you compromise, it's almost like both people lose or somebody loses. And then I think that in my opinion, I think that people start to keep tabs on that. They may not keep the receipts, but they keep the memories of what it made them feel like when they had to compromise. And then that starts to accumulate. I try to stay away from it. In my opinion, I think that that's the best approach is to just go understand it. But that's another topic.
Absolutely. So as we transition to the next topic, which is women apparently cannot keep a man. And as we know, women control the gateway to coitus, as we say on the show, right? Men control the gateway to relationships in a very respectful way, ladies, of course, right? Gentlemen, from our perspective, as casual observers with some vicarious experience, right? Why do we think from our perspective that women cannot keep a man?
All right, KG.
All right. I think there's a laundry list of things, to be honest with you.
KJ, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Just trying to be spontaneous. Now, usually these are the wonderful times where men are able to communicate those authentic things to ladies, but sometimes they aren't able to receive the truth because of their emotions. So sometimes it needs to come from other ladies as well. And I think one lady who epitomized this was Miss Ali, right? So just for those who aren't.
The good black woman has self-discipline. That's self-control. Let me make that real for you, sisters. We can start with our mouth. The good black woman can control her mouth. She don't have to say everything that comes up. It's okay if he get the last word sometimes. She don't cuss in public. And she works on not cussing in private. She don't tear a man down with her mouth because they can't out-argue us. Can't nobody out-argue us. I have charged that we nag our men too much. We keep our men's head tied up so much with our petty grievances about our personal relationship that he don't have time to think and plan for our future. Because he got to deal with what's going to happen with us every day. You know, it's real odd. When the black man come home, he almost have to do a wind test or stick his toe in the door. He don't know what's waiting.
So I think that's an excellent point. And it made me think of something, honestly. Simply that at this point, man, like I don't, not that I have like the, what's it, Kevin Samuels perspective, like there's just certain shit I just won't deal with, bro. You know what I mean? So I think that when we're talking about why women can't keep a man, I obviously to her point, like it's like, oh, you know, I was gonna say communication, but just like they don't know how to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like if a woman doesn't know how to shut up, bro, it's not gonna work. Or you're just gonna be aggravated all the time. So if there's not that where you can't look at her and give her like the like enough is like chill. If she's not comfortable with being checked, I don't know a better way to say it. If she's not comfortable with that, simply won't work. It simply will not work. That's just, I don't know another way to put it. It's a time and a place. This ain't the time and the place. And if she can't take that directive, it ain't gonna fly. And I think that is a big reason some women just can't accept it. They can't take that directive. They won't.
KG, that is a wonderful definition for masculine women. Thank you.
I mean, I definitely agree with you, KG. You know, of course, it was lacking for better words, obviously, but it is what it is, right? Yeah. But I definitely agree with you because sometimes, you know, we just don't want to always get into it or don't want to have those situations happen. I do agree. Over time, it can become, you know, overbearing for a dude. He's just like, I got to get out of the situation, stuff like that. Either that, or they start stepping out, you know, with somebody else who are not going to say nothing because they're not the woman anyway, right? So that happens as well. I think also these days, I think they listen to too much on social media or TV and things like that. They try to follow these rules and standards by these book people or relationship coaches, i.e. Derek Jackson and things like that, right? And I think that that's causing them to lose some of their men because they're having all these different standards they're put in place that sometimes are unrealistic, or sometimes it's just like just go with the flow. Like let's enjoy each other and stuff like that. So I think that's part of the reason too. They're trying to follow too many trends and keep up with the Jones. And I see this girl got this from this guy. You know, I want this from my man. My man need to have this, that, and the third, or whatever like that. I think guys just get tired of that type of stuff or whatever.
Talking about comparisons. I mean, like
right.
The comparisons, like it's the thief of personality, happiness, joy, peace. You know what I mean? But if you're with a woman that's constantly comparing, then I would say, look, you know, the dude has to look at himself, because if you're with a woman who wants to be somebody else, then who are you? You follow what I'm saying? So always circles back to accountability. It's like you are the people that you keep around you, right? So if that's the type of, you know, lady that you want, because that is a very, very clear reflection of who you are, who you choose to make your queen, right? So I think that says a lot about you, but that's another topic. But I think communication, respect, comparisons, man, what else? It was
But there's other things too, whatever like that. I think sometimes being too clingy can push him away as well. Stage 5 clingers, as we say, Josh, whatever. So I think that's a part of it, you know. But
that the being like the needing to be in control, like dominating the relationship, having the last say so. Nah, it's gonna go this way. It's gonna go that way. And I don't, in my opinion, like I don't blame women for it. I blame men. That's my take, because if y'all, I don't tolerate that shit. If y'all wasn't letting him do this, this wouldn't be a thing. It just wouldn't. You can't do what you can't do, right?
yeah, but they also generational though too, right? They seen their mothers control their fathers or
right. I'm not saying
where,
I don't know where it happened at, but there's a dude one day that was like, "All right, I'll do whatever you say." You know what I'm saying? It's just the same way as like, yo, you can't just not like pay your taxes unless you're privileged, right?
Well, whoever made that saying, happy wife, happy life, whoever made that up, that was the guy who did it. Because he was the guy who said, just tell your wife, okay, give her what she wants to, and you'll be happy. That guy, he's the reason why this thing happened.
It's a band that made that up, I'm telling you. Because he didn't want to, or he didn't have the energy to, or he was just trying to find some peace, or she wouldn't shut up, or however it went. It's balanced, bro. Like Lew said last week, he was like, yo, you can't be friends with your girl, right? I disagree, right? I don't feel like that's common. I think that's very, very uncommon. But when it does happen, that really highlights the
Well, he said your girl shouldn't be your best friend, but you agreed with that before, though.
Best friend. Now, hold on. I don't think that can be a thing. Best friend, right? That's a friend and best friend, like,
okay.
I'm just that's what what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like
what it's saying is that you should marry your best friend. That's where it came from, right? That's what the quote unquote saying is.
I think I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just you got to go through a lot. It's possible, but if you attain that, you've reached a different level, and you need to write a book.
Absolutely. And I feel like another factor is sometimes ladies have a difficulty in identifying the type of attention they're receiving from gentlemen. And they make decisions without being aware of all the facts. Even though it was presented plainly, they have created an alternate universe that exists simultaneously. And then that's just not the reality that they create.
I agree with that too. I don't know.
Why women can't keep it? Because
I mean, there's tons of reasons. I don't know the exact reason, honestly, but I think what we said here, I think, is a good part of it.
All right, I got a question, real quick, right? Yeah. Yo, what's the simplest reason that you ever ended a relationship? I mean, like the almost like borderline petty. Be like, you know what? I'm done. I ain't doing it no more. Basic. Bottom. Like, yo, this one time, yeah, like that.
Borderline petty.
All right, I got one. So boom. It wasn't like, you long time ago. So you know how you weren't like you're talking, right? You're dating, you're talking, like we were, we was kind of kicking it. And it wasn't like official to everybody, but we had our thing, right? Yo, so we were out in a spot and some dude, like we weren't like we're in proximity, we weren't there together, but we were there. And the dude like pushed up on her, right? So I'm not paying attention, whatever, right? So my man taps me like, yo, look, and I look, and when I looked, the dude was leading her out, holding her hand. I don't know what was going on. I didn't even ask what was going on. I didn't care what was going on. Like, if I'm not there, I'm not there. But I'm in the building and you do something like that. Like, so after that, it was a very simple conversation. It was like, look, like, yo, like I saw you with old boy, man. I don't really move like that. So we just keep it cool. You know what I'm saying? And That was it. And it was a lot of pushback, a lot of explanation. I'm saying it was this, and the third. You ever try to kick somebody out of your car? Man, it's like without like I'm not gonna put my hands on you, please leave, like that type of thing. But it was over something very petty. Like, have you ever done something like just minor, just a minor infraction? You have to go.
Probably.
So, your thoughts, Petty Pendergrass?
I'm trying to think of a situation like that or whatever. Maybe not whole relationships, I guess, that I have, but like you said, talking to. I once I was into the relationship basically because, I mean, this might not be minor or whatever. At the time, I was in a place where I was like not keeping long-term situations or whatever like that. But I because she, to me, I just felt like she was irresponsible. She went out and she had got like she traded in. She was almost done paying off her car loan, and she went to get it maintenance, and then she wound up trading in her car for a model that was 2 years newer, just because it had an auto starter but looked exactly the same, for a whole new 5-year loan, whatever. And even though that's not whatever, I just found that so irresponsible, and I just looking in the future, I was like, yeah, this is not for me, whatever like that. It was a little petty, but I just felt like to trade in a car looks exactly the same just because you get a push starter, to add 5 more years to a car that would have been paid off in 1 year, nah, I gotta go.
So, I don't think that's petty, bro. I don't think that's petty at all.
Okay.
In my opinion, like, I feel like, and I don't know the details, you correct me if I'm wrong, but in a brief assessment of it, I feel like you were looking at Shorty like she had potential to be with you to the next level. And then when you saw that, you were like, nah, you can't. You felt like she couldn't process what she needed to process if you making decisions like that. It impacts who you are, and it shows where you are and your decision-making skills. And you was like, that's going to be in the way. So you deaded it.
Pretty much. Whatever. So I just felt like that you got a car for a push button, but you added 4 more years of loans. Like, I just didn't see. Yeah, so that was not.
Yeah, she needed a big, red nose and big shoes, right? Keep it up.
Basically, yeah. So that's probably the most, like, for me, the most pettiest thing or whatever. Anything for you, Josh?
It's hard to think about because I can't really think about a time. I just feel like sometimes they would end and you don't even have to say anything, type of thing. I mean, that's all I can really remember.
Right. Okay.
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Well,
or not, right? Yeah. My man. Or not. You know what I mean?
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
So also petty alum, the killer in relationships I see is jealousy. Okay. If that exists, it's pretty much all downhill because now overanalyzing is happening on every interaction, 1000%. Cheese in the building, insecurity is a big one. That'll kill any relationship. Absolutely.
Jealousy of your partner?
Well, I think being jealous that maybe they might be having people that are, in their life trying to entertain them, but talk to them or whatever. I think that's what she's saying. Like, not jealous of them, like jealous of just being jealous, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no, that shit's in the way.
It is. It is. Definitely is. The insecurity thing that she said, yes, same thing. Insecurities will definitely kill any relationship. Have you had to constantly reassure the person that you're the one, you're for me, blah, blah, blah. That can get annoying and also make somebody want to leave as well. So.
The thing that people don't talk about often is that, you can just want to leave a relationship because you don't want to be in it anymore. Like, nothing happens to the person. You'd be like,
yes,
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with them. It's all to do with me. I don't.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Yes. Yes.
They're like, why? I'd be like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
There don't always have to be some some grand reason. You just cannot want to be in it anymore or whatnot, or you just want to live your best. Just be free, I guess, so to speak. Whatever. So.
I feel like a big downfall of relationships is that people look at their partner as they own them. Like, that's my girl or that's their man, right? Like, you take ownership of them. I don't think that that's right. You only get to experience them, right? I don't care what's going on. I don't care what people say. You say whatever you want. We all talk, and jest, and we got egos. I was brought up under the assumption like, yo, it's yours when you win it, because you don't know what's going on. So I don't even waste my time considering the alternative. Like, yo, he took your girl. You didn't. If that ever happened, which it hasn't, if that ever happened, you didn't take anything from me. Like, you did me a favor. It was gonna happen regardless. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't lose, you learn. And I feel like if you look at it that way, you approach relationships very, very differently. You know what I mean? Like, jealousy doesn't allow itself to creep in because there's nothing to be jealous about. That person is their own separate person, and you choose every day whether you want to stay or not. But people, they put all of this ownership and ego and pride, and it builds up. It just builds up all of these facades and all of these psychological things that's not real, and it gets in the way of the actual relationship. And then you can't even see the person because you're not even dealing with who they are. You're dealing with who you want or who you think they will become or who you want them to be. You end up putting yourself in a situation. That's who I'm with, because that's who I want to be with. If I wake up and I'm a different person, which never happened, but if I woke up different, then, you know what I mean? Chuck the deuce.
Yeah, I mean, to her point, I think that insecurities and a person being overly territorial or whatever like that, so we're like, and there's a good level of territorial too. We feel like, okay, I want you to have pride that you feel like I'm your man, so that's fine. But when they're overly territorial, it's almost like you gotta walk on eggshells or make other people walk on eggshells because you're just like, I don't want my woman or my wife to look at this no kind of way or whatever. That can become annoying too. People will want to leave as well. So.
And LP says not jealousy of who they're interacting with, whether it be how they spend their time or who they talk to. Okay.
Interesting.
Quite. But I feel like sometimes, when, let's say, okay, this is all hypothetical, right? And alleged. So imagine a lady who is, for all intents and purposes, a 6 on the conventional 1 to 10 scale. Respectfully, right? Respectfully, a 6. 6 is not a bad thing, right? And the 6
is high.
And the 6, no, I agree, but that's what I'm saying. If you look at the facts, 6 is high, right? Because it's not a 10.
Right.
So you're on the positive side, right? It's a 6.
Right. I'm glad you understood that there's no such thing as a 10. So a 6.
Absolutely.
It's pretty high.
Personally, my scale only goes to 9, but yeah. But
is it an adjustable 6 or just a regular 6?
Well, would make it adjustable?
Okay. Oh, we'll make it adjustable.
I'm asking it on your scale. Would makeup make it?
Right. Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the adjustable part, because I'm like,
wait. Hold on. I'll circle back because we're gonna end up making a couple left. We're gonna lose it. Go ahead.
So yeah, imagine if a respectable adjustable 6, right, ends up having casual coitus with an 8. At that point, she now thinks she can bag an 8, but the 8 kind of called her at the last minute to be like, yeah, I'm coming over, and then leaves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're saying now this 6 believes she's possibly an 8 because she got an 8.
Right. And this is what I'm saying, like, that sometimes ladies that aren't able to perceive the attention that they're getting from men.
Right. It's it's the reality of the situation versus what she saw, right? So she potentially she was with a high value man, right? I guess that's what they call, I don't know, whatever the fuck that is, right? So so now she's like, well, if she could get that, then that's the level that she's at. So now somebody who's really like, hey, a 6'4", she's like, nah, I'm better than that. And she thinks she's better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, take out your checkbook, give her one of those smooth reality checks, and she could cash it or keep it if she choose, and then you get on with it. Like, that's real spill. The fact that I think that what you just brought up is so common, bro. Like, people don't even know that they're a 3 or a 6, or they don't know. But I have seen women that be like, hey, they're a whatever, they're a 4, right? And you'd be like, yeah, you're a 4. But you can't really agree and tell her that she a 4, right? So you just be like, no, because think about it. Like, be like, yo, if you're interested for whatever reason you're interested, and she's like, I'm like, hey, what do you consider yourself? However that comes up, right? She'd be like, I'm a 4. But like, all right. But what do you think I am? Like, yo, well, I mean, if this is what you think you are, then I think you that. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I would appreciate the honesty anyway of a woman doing that, because the average woman, let's be honest, they're going to say I'm a 9 or a 10. Like, most women are not that
never
transparent.
heard that in my life.
Really? Look at Josh's face.
In person, I've never heard that. But again, it's really about timing when you really talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you catch somebody, you got to catch them when they're their true selves. I don't like to talk to representatives. You know what I mean? Let me talk to your supervisor, please. Like, I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? When you catch them on a humble, bro, I think they be different sometimes.
And LPS, so you'd be honest about telling lady she needed to lose weight, but not about how you'd rank her.
Again, this falls into the category of a 6, getting a 1 and done from an 8, right? So you tie these two situations together. So let me explain. Me telling my lady, this is my lady, right? This is who I'm with. This is who I'm choosing to build with. Hell yeah, she's getting direct communication and honesty. If my lady asks how I rank her after we're in this committed, serious relationship, I'm going to be honest with whatever the ranking is, right? But if I'm having this conversation, what do you rank your partner when you're in that deep? You don't have that conversation, right? Because
you're blinded by the relationship. You're blinded by.
I don't think it even matters, though. You know,
I
what
mean,
I'm
it don't
saying?
matter at all. I agree with that as well. But I think you can't rank her honestly, because you're blinded by,
That's
how
fair.
she looks to you when she's whatever and stuff like that. Like your eyes not the same as society's eyes for the person you're in a relationship with and whatnot.
Yo,
and I once dated a girl, and I'm not gonna lie to you. And to me, from the time I saw her, she was whatever. She was bad, blah blah blah. And I would show her picture. This was like before social media or close to it. And they'd be like, people like, and I'd be like, watch the whole thing. She looked great. And then I left her years later, went back. I was like, you know what? She was only like, all right, stuff like that. But when I was with her, she was a 10 to me. You know what I'm saying? So it just.
So you know what I've always like something that I like to practice is like when you ever with your lady, or you know what I'm saying, you chilling, like try to look at her from a distance, like not always like right here, right there. Like if you like walk away from her in the mall or something, and then look at her from a distance, be like, would I push up on her? I do that. Like I literally be like, yo, from a distance, and be like, would I? Ask yourself that, like on a random hump, like just on a humble, bro. Like, would you? I think that that's a reality check, and that's stuff that you need to make sure that you're still in line with. But that's another topic, I guess. Yeah, I think that the point is like, yo, like, so your level of communication is depending on the level of the relationship. right? Everybody doesn't get to know the real you. I don't get, everybody that I run into doesn't get the 100% me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if, you know, if it's whatever it is, then it's whatever it is. But if it's a relationship and I'm, you know, I'm dedicated, then that's what they get. So that was to address LP's comment.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And Chloe responded, because she can change her weight. LP looks not so much. LP was like, fair. Chloe just says Mike was blinded by other attributes. I think it could be attributes such as.
I need at the same time before sex. Sex without head is like a sandwich with no bread.
I honestly, I
haven't heard that one in a while, Josh.
do y'all think that that's real? Like, do y'all agree with that being a real thing? Like, yo, like this changes the way she looks because she's talented.
Whoa, that is the great equalizer. Hold up. Oh,
I think it changes her rating, like
significantly.
To you, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like to you as an individual, it's like, yo, like, all right, you look at it from a distance and be like, but if you knew what I knew, then you would know that ain't what you said.
Right.
That ain't no game right there.
I think it's definitely a part of it, but I mean that goes to what I said when you in deep in a relationship. I think all the things kind of blind your perception of her, whether she cooks certain meals or is talented in the bedroom or whatever it is. I think it all equals, like, you don't see what an outsider can see. You know,
what's more important, the food or the coitus?
The coitus, obviously. I can cook.
Have you ever had really good food on a regular basis? You said that way too fast.
So that I can cook. So I don't
cook. Like, damn, this shit is good. Like, cook. Not like make something to eat. I feel like you answered that so fast, but I guess that's your answer.
Because I can cook, so I'm okay with that. So I'd rather have the coitus. What I'm saying, what I'm like that. Like, if I could it, yes, I could see the difference or whatever like that. So nah. I mean, why you would take the food seriously?
I wouldn't be so fast to answer the question. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know offhand. I didn't say I answered the question. What I'm saying is I need time to think on this.
Josh?
Could you phrase the question again, please?
You said what's more important, the food or the coitus, stuff like that. So
I mean,
cooking, I guess
you can get food anywhere.
Coitus anywhere.
Right, I mean, but in a committed relationship, I mean, sometimes some ladies aren't okay with things like that, even though it's okay, right? But some people aren't. It's just one of those things. So it's all about preferences, right?
I think what we're talking about, like, I guess that's the difference. Like, when the food is amazing, then the sex is amazing. Right? Amazing? You know what I mean? Like, when you put a heart, you throw it up in the air and then turn into sunshine.
I mean, what were you dating Top Chef? Like, what were you like?
Bro, like, when you be like, damn, that shit was good as hell. And so what I'm saying is, I'm trying to present like a dichotomy.
If she gave you that good ass meal, but said I don't feel like it tonight, could you be satisfied? Like, okay, that's fine.
No, that's not what I was saying. You being extreme. Oh,
okay, I
feel uncomfortable. What I'm saying is the food is amazing and the coitus is average. Versus the coitus is amazing and the food is like
I'm gonna still take the amazing coitus, bro, because I feel like that. I feel like that, honestly, like, amazing coitus is not as easy to find as amazing food.
No, it's very difficult to find. It is.
Yes.
But my thing is, so I'm not being clear. So one of my hesitancies in saying right away the coitus is because it's such a distraction, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I
like,
agree.
It's top shelf, premium, grade A.
I agree.
Yo, it's a distraction. Shit is in the way. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you don't want it.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, it's like, man, like, yo, I can't. It's hard to get on with your day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what she's doing.
But to your point, I agree, because I had never stuck around with a chick because her food was great. But I have stuck around because the coitus was like, man, look, I can't leave this alone.
Yo, when you get something good to eat, you be like, yo, this good to eat, and you got peace. Be like, bro, like, you almost got to like pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I'm not saying one is clearly better than the other. I'm saying it's a tough decision to make.
It is a very tough decision, but being the king of our own castle, right, gentlemen, it's always good to have both, and the king has both.
Okay.
And that's just my requirement, you know.
I drink to that.
Yeah, okay.
This is water. This is water.
We all got water.
Yeah.
It's like that flavored seltzer water, but it's just water.
You got next
time. Josh said both of them.
Oh, yeah. And I'm an only child and Aquarian. Yes, both. I know exactly what I said. Both.
Both of them.
All right. So now it's the time to give the game to young gentlemen developing to become going from the prince to the king, having that type of trajectory and endowment thinking, let's say. So why do the majority of guys I know chase girls?
I mean, if they're young, that's part of it, right? Because when you're a lot of people who are young, they chase the wrong thing or whatever like that. Like they chase what they chase the woman, which is the end result, instead of chasing the success, the money, all the other things, which will get them as many women as they want to. So they kind of just do things out of order, I feel like, if they're young. But I would say my advice is to chase the success, focus on that, focus on, building yourself, building your brand, getting your money, and all the women you want will come with that. That would be my advice.
Look, my advice is a little different than that.
Okay.
I think that you make a good point. This is not knocking on your advice. Solid advice. Chase your goals, because the chicks follow the goals, right? This is a fact. My only reason that I gave a different advice is because I did that until I ran across some bomb coitus. And I was like, wait a second. Like, wait. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's really like, it's a G-check. And until you are strong enough to overcome that, yo, you don't really know how to set boundaries. You don't know how to draw lines. You don't know how to walk away. You got to go through that. So my point is that, yeah, goal chase. But if something is, if you run into a chick that seems like she's too good to be true, treat it like it's too good to be true until you fact check. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's solid advice. If you're like, yo, she's amazing, don't go with that. Don't go with that gut feeling off rip. Let the sweat dry off and then grab the cannon. Pace yourself. Don't race yourself. That's my advice.
Absolutely. I mean, both of you gentlemen talking about, long-term thinking and urgency, which unfortunately at that age we're supremely lacking, right? So I feel like it's, classic scarcity mindset, right? In addition to not understanding their value, because they're giving their time, attention, and energy, which their most valuable resources that they are born with. And it's, it's depleting at all times. It's finite.
Yeah, and they want to be behind the 8 ball, right? So then they get to another point in life where they say, you know what, I want to focus on this and that, but they're already 5 years behind the person, their peer, who's been doing it already, and stuff like that, because they were chasing women or whatever you want to call it.
Yo, what are they talking about in the chat, bro? They got a whole nother conversation going on. What is that?
I didn't even look at it. Let me see.
Oh, snap. Look at this.
Because they broke.
Because they broke.
Who's broke?
And got time on the hands. Okay, Banks. Right at club when the guy is too eager, that's a red flag.
What are they talking about?
I guess why guys chase women, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
When did we say something like that?
Oh, they're saying that's her answer. That's why they chase women.
Oh, all right. I read that and I was like, I don't remember that part. But all right, cool.
Absolutely, but definitely about those, goals, especially if you want to achieve them, right?
That is game. What you said is when a guy is too eager, that's a red flag, right? So if we're giving out free game, right? My advice for a young man is layer yourself, right? You can't have too many options, right? Because your options eliminate your thirst, right? So if you want to get with shorty, she's not responding to you the way that you want, then you want to get with the other shorty. She not you follow what I'm saying? And then if it don't move, you've already realized you're like, yo, I'm good, I'm a chill. And then it comes to like, my opinion is don't early on, like, don't lock in, bro. Like, there's no point. Like, you don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, find who you are, be what you are, do what you want, and be about you. Chase your goals.
I agree. Say you should keep it starting 5 when you that age.
Yo, just saying that don't sound exhausting right now. Think about that.
Oh, not right now today? Yes.
Oh,
at my age now, but at 22, 21? Nah, that was
21?
23, yeah, that was
I wasn't enough. But, yo, like, oh my God. I'd be like, oh no. That's when you rip the phone out the wall. I'll be like, I don't want to do that. Nah, I ain't built for that. I ain't built for nobody. I can't do it no more.
True. So the moral of the story is, gentlemen, you are the star of the movie. Your lady is the co-star. And it's going wherever the writer, which is you, is going in the story. You create that. So the second question is, what should I do if my girlfriend is thirst trapping on her IG and no, she doesn't have an OnlyFans in parentheses? I hope.
Bro, she's trapping this venture. I told you before, my advice stands firm. If you at that age, bro, you should be focused on what you need to focus on. Have options. Yo, I wouldn't say stop dealing with her off rip. I didn't do that. But like, yo, she ain't acting right. I still kick it with her, but that ain't she's not acting like, that's a priority. So I don't treat her like that's a priority. Yo, you know, take a while to get to the front seat.
Yeah, I gotta just concur with you. If like you said, she don't have OnlyFans, which is whatever, also bad. But if she's doing that, I think it's a little. If she your girlfriend, I mean, even at a young age or whatever, then if she's young too, that I'm with you. Just don't let her go. Just bench her, move her down the lineup, whatever like that. Give her less minutes, less shots, or whatever, and then what I mean, if you start playing better.
Whatever you do, don't spaz. Like, don't be like, yo, don't do that. Don't try to don't do that, bro. Don't try to regulate it. Don't try to control it. Let it be. Let you know what I mean? Let them fly. Let them fly, right, Zeke? Let them fly. Nah, don't get in the way. Don't fight it.
Not as a young man like that, whatever. No.
So as an older man, you supposed to do that, Mike?
I mean, you're supposed to. I wouldn't say spaz, but I wouldn't, like, if I was in a relationship and my woman was doing that, then I'm not benching. I'm out or whatever like that. She's thirst trapping. I can't.
Thirst trapping, man. Thirst trap. I'm like, oh, that's what we doing?
Right, exactly. Nah.
That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is sink or swim, baby. You're treading water. Step it up. What do you got?
That's it, man. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, I don't think that petty is a bad thing. I think sometimes petty brings balance. That's just my take on it. Because sometimes people can't see who you are, and they can't see who they are until you show them a mirror.
Agree with that. Yeah.
So that's my take on it. Like, I'm not really, don't do it. I wouldn't do it if I was you, but you could do it if you want to.
He's my favorite line. This will not end well for you. Like, that's my favorite line. So at the end of the day, so
no weapon against me shall prosper, but it's welcome to form. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
LP said that's game. I say just focus on your growth. Don't have the chase be all your time and energy. Trap together or die. Jeezy voice. Hey.
Yo.
But all right, guys, thank you for this amazing show. That was a lot of fun. Can't wait until next week. We're going to talk about having peace at home. I can't wait about that.
Peace at home.
Yes, sir. So I'll see both of y'all gentlemen later. Enjoy the rest of your week and weekend.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Peace, guys. Have a good one. Later on.
You too.
All right. Peace.
Sure, they got me brainless. Hey, and I don't understand it. Hey, I don't know. Yeah.
People already eavesdrop. If you're out here having dope ass conversations while you're lit, it's like, why not? Why not put it into a podcast? He makes podcasts. He's here outside of the city. Pick his brain. I'ma just be here.
You're so silly, Josh. I forgot to laugh.